we'll just see though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all it boils down to. I'm very disciplined in the sport of boxing, in life in general. It's getting to that point, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. The numbers, I know when the numbers come out, the numbers did very well. The gate did very well. I proved that I'm a draw in the sport of boxing. I proved that the people want to see me. They come out, they support.
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked your man.
2026, we're doing it.
Promise?
Remember, you promised. You're the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. Good luck, handle that business, okay?
I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, Devin's season. I just seen something the other day. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season just...
Devin Haney calls for Keyshawn Davis to forward the paperwork, threatening to systematically dismantle him with overwhelming control.
Come out swinging, come out wild like he does. But, you know, I'm going to break him down. I'm going to crush him. I'm going to step on him.
Years of bitter animosity between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney continue escalating, driven by fierce pride and relentless competitive fire.
I was always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times I'm around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit or just who we are today. And it just never showed. Nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like nigga never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sunned you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, big nigga, you know goddamn well, now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. Fuck you talking about? And he's still, like, his father used to, it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh, shit, the businessman.
After facing a performance-enhancing drug user, Keyshawn Davis claims the experience transformed his perspective and revealed Devin Haney's vulnerable nature.
He fought a guy with steroids and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. It's like, bro, I'm sorry. There's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You do not take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really not take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia, but you asked me how I feel. You done took it always as suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you soft, bro.
Keyshawn Davis continues his impressive streak following his commanding performance against Jamel Ortiz, positioning himself for a showdown with Devin Haney.
Keyshawn Davis goes out and dominates Ortiz, beats him pillar to post, and knocks him out in the 12th round. 11th round body shot put him down. 12th round body shot took him out. I was really impressed with Keyshawn that night. How about you?
Yeah, no, I was impressed because Ortiz was a handful. And I think that's the best I've seen Ortiz fight. We know that he's a championship spoiler, right? If you're not careful with guys like Ortiz, they can win quiet rounds, and next thing you know, you're in trouble in the later part of the rounds. This fight could have turned out that way, but Keyshawn never allowed Ortiz to play the spoiler, and he closed the show. If Keyshawn wouldn't have got that knockout in the end, then I probably would have picked apart that performance a little bit and been like, you know what, man, Keyshawn wasn't at his absolute best. He could have done this. He put it in another gear. It was a big moment, a big stage, but he closed the show, and he never let the spoiler play his role.
Shakur Stevenson commended Keyshawn Davis, explaining he's trained his sibling and numerous others, yet none have reached Keyshawn's exceptional standard.
It's like this, right? It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's kind of unfair.
What you mean?
It's unfair for these fighters to the point where that's really my brother, and we could really help each other.
Tommy Smalls offered his take on the escalating conflict between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis, emphasizing how preparation and timing determined boxing success. He remembered Keyshawn challenging Devin during his early professional days at 5-0, suggesting Keyshawn lacked sufficient seasoning then. Smalls stressed that experience matters before accepting major challenges. However, he recognized both fighters developed simultaneously in the sport, making their future confrontation compelling. Smalls anticipates an entertaining bout that audiences crave. He questioned whether weight classes might affect the result, originally expecting Devin to face Shakur Stevenson initially. Regardless, Smalls views this matchup as unavoidable and thrilling.
47 for me, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? I gotta see everybody above me. You know what I mean? If you're not above me, I ain't worrying about you. If you got one of them belts, I'm on that ass. You know what I mean?
Do you like to hear that? Like hearing more guys at 140 or the big name dudes jump into your division?
Yeah, big name. I thought you was about to say just, I don't want just anybody just moving up to 47. They ain't gonna do nothing but get crowded. But the bigger names ain't doing nothing but making more opportunity. You know, they gonna be, everybody scanning each other. And them coming up, they gonna have to be looking for somebody that's above them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm ready to get it on.
In your opinion, who wins that fight if it were to occur?
Out of who?
Devin and Keyshawn.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season just, it play a part. You know what I mean? But they both been in the game about the same time, man. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight for sure.
Do you think the weight is going to play a role?
I honestly thought Devin and Shakur would end up fighting first. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I thought they would end up fighting first, but
Davis maintained complete control throughout, dictating tempo, while systematically wearing down Ortiz through calculated aggression. He seamlessly blended his attack with body jabs, hooks, uppercuts, and perfectly timed sequences, applying relentless pressure that prevented Ortiz from finding his groove. The contest concluded spectacularly with Davis delivering a 12th round knockout, following devastating bodywork. This performance demonstrated his elite skills and clutch finishing ability under bright lights. The victory established Davis as an emerging powerhouse, proving his readiness for premium opposition.
And he had a good game plan, Jermaine Ortiz, and he's just not that guy. He's come up short now 3 times on the biggest stage possible. No shame losing to Loma, Lopez, and Keyshawn. But when you're getting knocked out in the last round, that's when you start questioning your stance in the top of the game. But that's credit Keyshawn, man. He closed the show and he looked incredible.
I thought Keyshawn was really good. He obviously filled out the weight really well. He is a strong 140-pounder. Body work has become his MO. You go back to the Dennis Baranchik fight, knocked down Baranchik, kind of went the same way. Knocked down Baranchik in the 3rd round with a body shot, knocked him out in the 4th round. This time was the 11th and the 12th round for Jermaine Ortiz. I would disagree with you that I didn't like Ortiz's game plan. I thought he should have moved a lot.
Boxing experts predict the most captivating fight by 2026 will feature Keyshawn Davis against Devin the Dream Haney. Years of brewing animosity between Davis, his family, and Haney through heated exchanges has created massive anticipation. Although Haney connects to fighters like Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, many consider a Keyshawn clash more thrilling and profitable. Davis already champions the 35-pound division with performances fans rate above Shakur Stevenson's efforts, elevating discussions about marquee matchups.
Keyshawn Davis brothers and Devin the Dream Haney. I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative than any of those fights that we mentioned. A potential fight with Rolly Romero, potential fight with Devin Haney and Crocker. I think Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney would be a way better fight than that. Mario Barrios, I think that Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney promo will be way better than Mario Barrios and Devin Haney. And of course, those are unification bouts, but we also in the landscape of boxing in which belts don't matter as much. It don't matter as much. It matters, but it don't matter as much. Keyshawn Davis was already a champion in the 135-pound division, and where he performed very, very well.
At 1,407 pounds, the magnitude intensifies significantly. Experts note championship belts carry less weight in modern boxing. Star appeal, fighting style, and audience connection matter most. Davis delivers Olympic credentials, precise technique, and overwhelming aggression. Haney counters with tactical mastery and championship-tested experience. Their contrasting approaches guarantee explosive action. Some frame this as Davis relentlessly pursuing Haney without retreat. With Bill Haney steering Devin's path and Keyshawn determined to establish dominance, promotional storytelling could match any unification spectacle. Summer 2026 promises this bout will define the sport.
The performances that Keyshawn Davis has is really more entertaining than the performance that Shakur Stevenson had. We were talking about Shakur Stevenson and Tank in the 135-pound division, but as Keyshawn kept emerging, he was already a conversation of Shakur, Keyshawn, and Davis, Keyshawn. Of course, we got Andy Cruz are going to be facing Murataya on the 24th, but look like that fight is not gonna happen. The primary fight for Keyshawn Davis now, in my opinion, is Devin the Dream Haney at 147 because that's his plans. The primary fight for a Devin Haney, in all actuality, should be now a Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn Davis is willing to fight you and they call in and Devin Haney and Bill Haney, shout out to Bill Haney, he's done a wonderful job as a manager, they're saying that they Debo, well, Keyshawn Davis is Craig and Keyshawn Davis is running towards Debo, right?
Bernie Thoughtboxer shared his candid assessment of Keyshawn Davis challenging Devin Haney, expressing respect for Haney while praising Davis. Bernie witnessed Haney's sparring sessions and recognizes his ring professionalism, calling him thoroughly seasoned. When pressed for his preference, Bernie favored Davis. He highlighted Davis's approach, his vicious mentality, and killer instinct as distinguishing factors, coupled with lightning hands, intelligent punch selection, and willingness to engage in warfare. Davis projects intensity. Bernie believes provides the advantage.
You know, he's a seasoned pro in there, so, you know, it's a great fight. I want to see the fight, but I'll favor Keyshawn just on the strength that I love how Keyshawn fights. I love his meanness. I love, like I say, his kill mentality. He has great hand speed, like I say, great punch selection. And he's willing to mix it up in there. So I will favor Keyshawn, but it's just a fight that I would love to see.
I mean, knowing that Devin Haney fight could be such a big fight down the line, do you would rather see Keyshawn in a fight at 147 first before tackling Devin Haney? What do you think?
No, just give him what he wants.
Give him what he wants.
You know, all the talking, just give him what he wants. If that's what he said, then just do that. You know, sometimes we just got to listen what they say and give them what they want, you know.
Bernie rejected suggestions about Davis needing 47-pound experience before confronting Haney. He argued if Davis wants the opportunity, it should materialize immediately. Bernie stressed Davis already achieved stardom as Olympic silver medalist and world champion, eliminating reasons for delays. Bernie portrayed Davis as prepared for unleashing, deserving the chances he requests. He mentioned the post-fight interaction with Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson, acknowledging tension while noting Davis's clear direction. He pursues elite competition, with Haney topping his target list.
Keyshawn's a star. Like I say, he's a silver medalist. He's a world champion already, been a world champion already. There's no more holding back for him now. Just let him go. Let him off the leash, you know.
After the fight, Conor Benn comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, you know, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, you know, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, you know. I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, you know, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. You know, he's been saying that, and now he came through victorious.
Boxing analysts view the potential Devin Haney versus Keyshawn Davis clash as among the sport's most fascinating possibilities. Haney's recent social media response, indicating his readiness to meet Davis, has intensified fan excitement, Davis maintains perfection through 14 victories with 10 knockouts, while Haney records 34 wins, including 15 stoppages. These statistics showcase Haney's experience and activity versus Davis's finishing power. Physically, Haney holds slight advantages at 5'9", with 72-inch reach, compared to Davis at 5'8" with 70-inch reach. Experts believe Davis brings superior punching force, while Haney excels defensively, controlling range with his jab. Following Davis's recent Jamel Ortiz triumph, some suggest Haney's skill set could neutralize Davis's aggression, creating elite-level strategic warfare.
Devin Haney took to social media and responded, and he said, Keyshawn, as you can see here, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Right? Now, Keyshawn is now 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Devin is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. So Devin got more knockouts than Keyshawn actually has fights. Devin is about 5'9", with about 72-inch arm reach. Keyshawn is about 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Keyshawn has more power. Devin Haney has shown that he's a better pure boxer. I think Devin Haney's defense is better than Keyshawn's. Devin Haney's going to control him with his jab, his distance, his range, and his counter-punch ability. I think this is going to be the most skilled, talented fighter that Devin Haney has fought outside of Lomachenko. Right? Lomachenko is so accomplished, so skilled, so talented. But I just think that Keyshawn is bigger, has more power than Lomachenko, and just as talented and skilled as Lomachenko. I think Keyshawn is more skilled and talented than Regis Prograis and Brian Norman Jr., but they got more power than Keyshawn does.
Greg Hackett provided detailed analysis of Keyshawn Davis's performance against Jamel Ortiz, emphasizing the tactical approach and mental discipline that secured victory. He explained their camp recognized Ortiz performs best when establishing rhythm and controlling pace. Through sustained pressure, Keyshawn prevented Ortiz from settling into comfort zones.
Keyshawn kept the pressure. Him keeping that pressure wasn't allowing Jermaine to get set and set up whatever he needs. He did a great job pressing him. The jab to the body, the right hand to the body, the hooks, uppercut, everything he did was good. It was with pressure, and I think that was the main factor. He kept the pressure on him. The 1-2 now.
Keyshawn's timing is fucking incredible. Like coming off the layoff, right? Coming up to another division. Yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking that was going to be the first thing to suffer. But he had his timing from round one.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't nothing for him really to pick up on because Jermaine Ortiz is a rhythm fighter. He got to feel good to get his shot off. I mean, he gotta know that you slowed down for him to get his shot off.
Hackett celebrated Keyshawn's offensive variety, featuring body jabs, downstairs right hands, hooks, and uppercuts, delivered with continuous forward movement. That pressure proved decisive, maintaining Ortiz's discomfort while disrupting his typical setups. Hackett highlighted Keyshawn's exceptional timing despite extended inactivity and divisional change. Most expected timing deterioration first, yet Keyshawn displayed sharp accuracy from the opening bell. Since Ortiz requires rhythm and opponent deceleration for opportunities, Khan and Keyshawn never provided that luxury. Hackett observed Keyshawn pursuing the finish during later rounds while ahead comfortably, demonstrating ambition and resolve. The sustained pressure, crisp timing, and refusal to coast ultimately shattered Ortiz. Hackett's breakdown captured Keyshawn's brilliance that evening.
That was the main thing, keeping that pressure. Stayed in his face. That was very important.
He seemed to be pressing for the stoppage. Late rounds, he predicted the stoppage. Even when he had to fight, like he was comfortably ahead, he kept pressing the gas. Did you know that he was going to get Maine out of there late?
I didn't know he was going to get him out late. I knew it was a possibility, especially the way he was hitting him to the body. He was landing good, clean shots to the body, and you could tell Jermaine ain't like it. And I had tweeted after the second round, like, and I said, all Keyshawn got to do is keep going to the body, and that's what ultimately ended it. The body work. I mean, you could tell he's just a lot better. He's just a lot better fighter than what Jermaine is used to. I think the size. It's not that Keyshawn is a real big guy, but his approach is like a big guy.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.